paper magic will survive like the heat death of the universe and will...
Oh, it's a smuggler's copter. Would you like to crew this? And then it crashes because they don't understand arithmetic.
All your cards belong to me.
2 minutes into macing him in the eyeballs, I switched to pepper spray. He's like, it's all right, refreshing. And went back to the mace.
Magic is dying, I'm done. Selling everything.
I might be a hoarder. And yes,
I don't have the crayons or glue to explain this to you right now.
What, are you gonna die twice?
Oil will be worthless before magic cards will.
well, okay, Dr. Man.
That's Mr. Dr. Professor Jason.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Brainstorm Brewery. I'm Corbin Hostler, joined as always by my co-hosts Jason and DJ, and we are coming to you with what, for some of you, might be your second piece of BSB content this week. That's right. 2 weeks in a row, we have put out double the episodes. We have a really cool Warhammer piece that was done.
Hey, Jason, if they make a bunch of products, just sit one out. Not everything's for you, right? So why don't you just take a break?
Why don't you take a break?
I'll just take a break. Look at me. I'm taking a break. Hey, Jason, what's financially relevant now? I don't know. I'm taking a break. Hey, there's 150 new commanders this month. Would you like to do deck guides for all 10 precons that came out? Oh, look at me. I'm taking a break because that's the thing I can do. I can just say this product's not for me. Sorry, we're not going to do any content about Dominaria United because that set's not for me. No.
Dominaria United? Bro, that was forever ago.
It's not on the... If you go to the drop down on EDH Rec, the 5 most recent sets are Dominaria Remastered, Transformers, Brothers War, Unfinity, and Warhammer 40k. We did it. We pushed that stale Dominaria United off the front page. That's old news.
To be fair, Unfinity and Warhammer were both delayed several months, so those weren't even supposed to be released like back to back.
To be fair, we got a to be fairer here. Get out of here, man.
Like
one thing we do not do on this contest is be fair.
I know you've never seen Letterkenny, but like you can't bring that on me.
Oh, this is a good beer. A listener sent me this beer. Why don't you send me a beer and I'll shout out your thing? Thanks.
That's an idea. Get on that, everybody. But yeah, go check out Jason DJ talked to a Warhammer expert who is not a Magic player, which always leads to interesting content. We got to find out what they thought of the Warhammer 40k decks. So definitely
if you
go
haven't
find
seen
that
that episode
content.
before this, DJ fangirled so hard before we started recording because he found out the guy does narratives at Riot, and DJ was just like, "These are my favorite stories," and the guy was like, "I wrote all of those." It was pretty.
Hey, that's actually I actually think that is cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. But I'm going to make fun of him for like sincerely liking something and being excited by it because every time that happens to me, I'm embarrassed by it, and I like to.
It's good that you have
people feel.
Yeah, it's good that you have It's good that you have a brand.
Did you add one of those zingers to the flavor text you wrote?
I wrote lots of flavor text for Cameron Duker's Redline, which the third Kickstarter for the second expansion.
Hey, there you go. Check it out.
Just ended, so you know what? I'm a professional.
Well, while you all were doing that, I was, I'm going to take a little walk down memory lane here. Longtime listeners of this podcast might remember that I once bought a refrigerator for my wife by selling fetch lands. I was a very smart, broke college student who thought that fetch lands would go up. And I traded for as many fetch lands as I could at the $8 to $10 range back in Zendikar. Got a ton of them, almost triple digits, sold them all for like $20 a piece. Thought I was rich, thought I was a baller, bought my wife a fridge when we moved into our first house. I felt good about myself. Fetch lands then went up to $100. We don't talk about that. The point is, it was finally time for that refrigerator to move to the next cycle of its life.
That refrigerator didn't even outlive this podcast.
The refrigerator is still okay-ish. However, it was time to replace the refrigerator with a new one that my wife found at an estate sale. So when you get an estate sale fridge, that means someone died using that
When
fridge.
you sell all your fetch lands to buy a fridge in a dead person's fridge from 20 years ago, it's better.
Yeah, well, so we were moving. We got the estate sale fridge, so we're moving that into the house, moving the other fridge out to the garage for the next cycle of its life. And we were going down the front stairs of our house, like we have concrete stairs out in front of the front door, and it was really the only way down. And we were trying to figure out how to do this without hurting ourselves. The most, I guess. So we decided it would be better if we were to try to like push it down the stairs rather than pull it. That way, when it inevitably falls and crashes, it doesn't just outright crush you. So what happened is I was behind it, pushing it down the stairs, and then I got through a couple stairs, but then we got about halfway down, and the gravity did its thing. In the fridge, the dolly was on just starts going boom, 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 boom down the stairs. Only I'm still holding on to it like this, and it just pulled me down.
That's some Home Alone.
Down. I slammed my knee on the ground first, just obliterated my knee because that took all of the weight coming down. Because this is the fridge, like a very heavy refrigerator on a dolly, just going bump, bump, bump down the steps, pulling me down each way. So yeah, it was knees hit, stomach hit, elbows hit, arms hit, then the fridge landed on top of my arms. But you know what? We got it down those stairs. I didn't go to the hospital. I am legitimately, if you're on YouTube, you can kind of see I am very cut up and very hurt. I'm legitimately in pain, but it was objectively the fastest way to get it down the stairs. Objectively, didn't have to go to the hospital, so we saved money on movers. And look, that's just what happens. That's why I
The
wasn't able to do
fastest
the
way to get
40K.
it down the stairs would have been to throw it through the window.
Honestly, not too far off from what happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, the point is, we're all here. We're playing through the pain. I'm fighting through the adversity to bring you this podcast.
Adversity.
So thank you for joining us.
I think people tune out when you tell a long story at the beginning of the
Corbin,
podcast.
if I could think of 2 words to describe you, it would be adversity hire. That's what.
Adversity higher.
We're an equal opportunity institution. We will also take people who are bad at everything.
I'm just saying.
That's what a company's trying to the producers that company, so they hire Corbin thinking he'll just destroy it. He'll just run the company into the ground in a couple of months.
But I've actually got the golden touch.
I was gonna say, I think there's a Will Smith movie about that, right? It sounds like a thing he'd do.
Yeah, it's called Bad Boys 3.
Moving on, though, we're
You
going to
don't
hit
know
some
it's
magic.
not because you didn't see Bad Boys 3.
No, I
That's
didn't.
true. No one has. That's true.
Because why would you?
Because it doesn't exist.
They made it like 2 years ago.
Okay, they made it 2 years ago.
That's too late to make a Bad Boys sequel.
Oh, this is Bad Boys for Life, yo. It's a 17 years later sequel. Good for them.
Good for them. Good for
What is
Martin
it,
Lawrence.
Incredibles?
Who needs the money?
Listen, I wanted to talk about some magic up front
Who's
early
broker?
here.
Martin Lawrence, who hasn't worked in 20 years, or Will Smith, who gives all his money to the Church of Scientology?
It's definitely the first one.
I mean, Will Smith
not
had
seen
a
that
trip
kind
up
of
recently
movie.
with the slap, so.
Yeah. Martin
It
Lawrence
is-
doesn't have to get up early to make breakfast for his wife's boyfriend, so Martin Lawrence probably wins in the long run.
He's probably doing okay. Look, I want to talk about a little magic while we can, because on this show we tell people standard doesn't matter. We tell people no one plays standard. We tell people standard sucks. We tell people that no one could possibly buy the Meathook Massacre to play in paper standard. And yet, after the banning of the Meathook Massacre in exactly one format, standard, the price is in free fall.
Oh, I cannot wait. Cannot wait.
What
Those
to make
hit
of
like
that?
$15 on scooping them.
Yeah, I mean, well, what do we make of that? What do you make of the fact that the Meathook Massacre, which was at 70 before the ban, is just plummeted down to 40, 45? If no one's
Last
playing
sold
standard.
listing on TCG Player is $49.95, and that
Okay,
was
so we've probably
Okay.
seen the bottom already, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Well, it just tells you that prices are bullshit, and they're based on perception. And
Yeah,
so
it looks like
everyone's
we've got
well,
yeah.
everyone is like, I have to fire sale these. I don't want to be the person with them left in my inventory at 70 when everyone else is selling them for 55. So there was a race to the bottom because everybody panicked.
It's
That's what
interesting on that note, looking at the individual sales, like DJ mentioned, we do see that there were a handful that sold in the one at 38, others in the $40 to $44 range before coming back up with a 47 and a 49.95
Because it's
price,
ridiculous at 40. That's an absurd price
You
for
think
a credit.
so?
It used to be 70 based on a standard banning.
Well, that is a way to look at it that I think is pretty fair.
Yeah. So this just seems like panic behavior to me. So 40 was the line where everyone's like, all right, I'm not going to wait for it to get cheaper.
so. I've
that's
got
possible.
a handful of booster packs here.
Uh-huh.
I've got one of
Props.
these.
Douglas.
Yeah, props, Jason. I've got like 10 Homelands packs and 2 Kamigawa Neon Dynasty.
Okay.
What I'm holding in my hand is the entire supply of Midnight Hunt that was opened ever across the entire world. So that's like there's
I
one
opened-
of, like
I
the
opened
Meathook
Draft
Massacre
Maker,
is
so-
the Blue Eyes White Dragon in the original Yu-Gi-Oh anime. There's 4 ever. That's it.
I kind of agree with this statement. Yep. There's
So that is
not
why
a
the
lot
card
of
is
it.
expensive.
Are you
because it
gonna
has
throw my Meathook Massacre off a cruise ship?
That's Exodia, Jason. Check your facts.
Come on, dude. That's Weevil on Exodia. Get it right, bro. You just bringing up Weevil like that? Dude.
That guy was my favorite.
Well, he would be. He's a thief who doesn't even keep the things he steals. He throws it into the ocean.
He throws Yu-Gi-Oh cards away, making the other copies of Exodia more expensive. That guy is a man after my own heart.
He's the guy
Just like when
keeper of the
Pegasus,
reserve list.
when Pegasus stole that Blue Eyes White Dragon so he'd have all of them, I'm like, yeah, this guy knows how to quarter a market.
Did you say Pegasus?
Was it Pegasus? Who was
No,
it, man?
it was
I don't know.
Kaiba. It was Kaiba, bro.
How do you know?
Out of here.
I'm with DJ on this one. You're actually embarrassing yourself.
Have you seen Yu-Gi-Oh more recently than me, who saw it 3 years ago?
Yes. Yes, I
watched-
have.
I
Okay.
rewatched it like 7 years ago.
Okay. Rewatch. See, I've seen every episode of
But
that
we
show.
all know it's Weevil and Kaiba, bro. Come on.
So one
This
of my
is some
favorite-
season 1 stuff.
I'm
like-
not. I only
One of
saw
my favorite
season
recent
1.
pieces of trivia from that anime is when Pegasus battles Kaiba, he's introducing all the Toon monsters. He explains
Yeah.
to Kaiba where he came up with the idea for these Toon monsters, and it's from a cartoon that he watched as a kid, and it's called Funny Bunny. And Pegasus is
remember
talking about
this.
this cartoon. He's like, as a kid growing up, I watched all 3,321 episodes of Funny Bunny. If Pegasus can watch 3,000 episodes of Funny Bunny, you can watch One Piece. Get on it.
Woo!
I know. That's
I knew it was
3
coming to
One
one. I
Pieces.
knew that was coming around to one.
Yeah, but
Piece.
I'm not independently wealthy like Pegasus. That guy has nothing to do but like sit languidly in a fucking chair
Well, why don't you create the
with a
world's most
wine glass
popular card
between
game?
his fingers, like
Okay,
just
why
like,
don't you create the world's most popular card game then?
I feel like I would come closer to Robo Rally than I did Magic the Gathering.
He's writing flavor text for a Kickstarter game. He's working on it.
I
He's
am
working on
yeah.
it. Sure, I'll give you that.
I'm a game element designer, so I have
That
credits
isn't-
in the industry. Do you have
There's
credits
honor
in the
in that.
industry? So
There's honor in that.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
yeah, shut up, dude.
Anyways, I just thought that was an interesting bit of news about the Meathook Massacre to follow up on for full transparency. And I agree with DJ that the price has just got to be largely predicated on the fact that none of them exist.
Yeah, but
There's
it's
even
just
a full art version of it. That's where it's at.
yeah.
But even that's gone down. But yeah, the full art foil is holding steady, $80, $90. So if you are someone who's a fan of the Meathook Massacre, that's the one you want, I guess.
Meathook Massacre sounds like a rad band name.
What kind of band, though?
It would be something like, you know how Death Cab for Cutie sounds like it's metal, but it's like really just like emo.
It's
I-
When We Were Young Festival. Yeah.
I think Meathook Massacre, which sounds like it's like Swedish death metal, would actually be ska. I would see a ska band called Meathook Massacre.
Ska band. I like ska. I'm into that. We're good. Speaking of Dashboard Confessional, I saw the lineup for a concert in Vegas some friends are trying to sell me on. Plain White Tees. I know you're into that, Jason.
That one song about the girl he's stalking, who
Hey
was
there,
a
Delilah.
real person.
Hey there,
Yeah.
Delilah.
She's gotta love that every time that comes on the radio and everyone sings along. She's like, "That's about a guy I never met who sniffed my hair in chemistry. Why are you singing? He never talked to me, and he wrote a song and made everybody listen."
Jason, this is your childhood, though. Look, Green Day, Blink 182, The Offspring.
Oh yes, I was a
Bowling-
child when Blink 182 was popular, and not a high school student.
Bowling for Soup.
I was in 3rd grade when Dookie came out.
I don't.
That is how old I am.
I got nothing for you.
I remembered my
You-
dad bought a copy of Dookie at Suncoast in the mall. That's how old I am. Everyone listening to this
Suncoast in the
podcast doesn't know
mall.
what any of those words are.
That's Suncoast
I-
in the
Compact
mall.
disc?
Just as lost as the listener.
Good for you. It's Suncoast in the mall, buddy. That's where you got all those compact discs you got back there.
I have lots of compact discs. I'm such a pack rat. I can't get rid of them. What do you guys? I got Magic Bulk and CDs. I can't get rid of either.
We had a garage sale over the weekend. I sold my magic. I had sold an amount of magic bulk. I had maybe like 30,000 cards, 40,000 cards.
You sold 40,000 cards at a garage sale?
Well, I broke them up into smaller boxes.
Oh, and you just said, I don't know what's in there?
Yeah. Everybody came up and they tried to tell Marianne what magic cards were worth. And the best one was somebody who goes, I'm not paying, I think we were telling you could have them all for $100 or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, I'm not paying $100. Magic cards are worth 5 cents each, not that. And I was like,
you want to pay 5 cents each?
Marianne, call that guy back. Get that guy back over here now.
That guy thinks a magic card's a nickel.
Holy shit. This guy's trying to make me rich.
That's some Oklahoma math if I ever heard it.
I was like, what? He's only off by like a factor of like 10. Like, bro.
Let him think that.
Oh, man. We ended up selling him somebody
I'm not buying these magic cards. I'm going to go get my massive quarter pounder that's bigger than a third pounder.
Yes, that's exactly
This is
right.
turning into every podcast. It's just white guys riffing. This is lame.
What does that mean?
It's just, it sounds like every podcast. We might as well be the McElroy brothers just talking about bullshit.
That's what this podcast has always been.
Am I the Justin McElroy of this podcast, just derailing his wife? Is that what I do? Am I just an impediment? Oh man, I'm having an existential crisis right now. Have I added nothing but negative value to this podcast for 10 years and nobody fucking told me? One guy wrote an email like 2 years in that's like, get rid of Jason.
Well, we told Jason not to read the YouTube comments, so everyone at home just nod and just go along with whatever he's saying right now. You're right, Jason. I guess no one's ever told you.
Oh man.
But you know what
podcast whiter. That sucks.
You know what you could tell us, Jason? It's your breaking bulk.
By breaking bulk?
It's your breaking bulk.
Breaking bulk time. Breaking bulk time. Break.
Oh, yeah, breaking bulk. There's so much good stuff.
It's a pick. Breaking bulk. The end.
You know, I've done this long enough that Shadow more common.
You got to do a little more than that.
I don't feel that I need to do more than that.
Okay.
This card doesn't have a color.
Is it colorless?
It does not have a color.
Is it a land?
No.
So it's...
Is it a token?
No, it's an artifact creature, you morons.
Is it a scarecrow?
It's not. Is it? It is. But I thought it wasn't, so that's a clue also.
Scuttlemutt? Is it the color change one?
No, it's not.
That got reprinted.
Scarecrow.
This is nearly.
Is Pilipala a scarecrow?
I don't know. Is that your guess? Is Pilipala your guess?
Yes.
Oh yeah, unfortunately it is Pilipala. You nailed it.
I'll be honest. I was not aware that was a scarecrow. I know it's a pig. Didn't know.
Yeah, DJ's like, is it a scarecrow? I'm like, no. And then I looked it up and I'm like, oh, it's a flying scarecrow that makes it's like a scarecrow.
I had
you know what a scarecrow is, right? You put a flying machine that makes that is made out of garbage that makes
Jason,
mana
you know
somehow.
Jason, if you're a crow and that thing that's on the ground that doesn't fly starts flying, you're scared, okay?
Right?
Like,
you're like,
a
1-2. Listen, every crow in this case, could tank that Pilipala and kill it. A storm crow.
Listen, Pilipala is an infinite combo piece, though. So just saying, like maybe not. That was the Untap set, right?
That was one of them, yes.
It was one of the first sets I really
Leech
played.
Bonder, Gilder Baron, all kind of saucy Untappity stuff.
Yeah, there was some cool stuff.
Umbral Mantle, have you heard of it? It's quite a good card.
You know, I haven't heard of that one in a minute, though. I'll say that. Is that card
DJ's breaking
played anywhere? Like,
Umbral Mantle?
Is it still played? I have not run into an Umbral Mantle. Yes, that's what I'm asking. I have not run or heard about or read an article or edited an article recently where anyone's talked about Umbral Mantle, so I guess I'm just curious.
Like, I feel like it came up a couple times in like the last couple sets. Anything with a huge tap ability that either makes more than 2 mana or deals a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Umbral Mantle is still a... Man, you're going to make me look this up? Y'all going to make me look this up in here? How much is Umbral Mantle?
I think it's 5, or... Is that what I
Yeah, it's like $5, man. But more importantly, it's played in 20,000 decks, bro.
That's good information. See, we just educated our listeners. Good job, Jason.
So, Jason thought my pick was Umbral Mantle. It's not. It's so much worse. It's a DJ straight through and through pick. It is unguessable bullshit that these two are going to have to sit through and groan. And
it's the instruction rule book from the Ice Age 60 card tournament.
I have
packs.
some of those, actually.
Closer than you want to be. My pick is from Starter 99 and no other set except Starter 2000.
Goblin King.
No, the rare Goblin Hero.
That's what I meant. Goblin Hero.
Goblin Hero that was printed at Rare.
No.
Is it Thorn? No, it's not. Is it
I don't
Rocks?
care then.
This card has no other. So, like, again, this isn't 7th edition. This is only in these two. It's Starter 1999 and Starter 2000.
Is it a card that. Is it like a Chandelar card or something?
Raging Goblin 2.0.
I have a physical copy of it in front of me right here.
Hold it up. Turn it around.
Is DJ? There's something written on the back.
He's looking.
I thought he would. Hold it up
He
to the
is
camera.
looking.
I don't know why I thought that was.
He's not doing it in front of the camera, but he is looking. Everyone at home, just
Man, I wish that had worked.
No one knows what this card is, DJ.
We don't.
Well, Card Kingdom will pay you a nickel each.
Oh shit.
He gave me so much shit about nickels a couple weeks ago.
There are 1,100 copies of this card in existence, and it's worth a nickel. Super duper.
Royal Falcon is a 2-mana 1/1 flyer that does nothing else.
With vigilance?
Nope, it's just flies. You don't get vigilance. You get
I'm not putting
Emerald
this in the sheet.
Dragonfly was a 1/1 flyer for 2, and that had first strike.
Listen, I refuse. Everyone who went to patreon.com/BSB and subbed at the appropriate level to get access to the spreadsheets early, I'm sorry. I'm not putting whatever the hell DJ just said into it.
It's a free nickel.
No one's breaking this bulk. Okay, let's
also in Starter 1999 and 2000, but it has.
Is it a nickel? Is it a fucking
Jason,
nickel?
Douglas pays 6 cents on this one.
Woo! Go, baby! 6 cents is the new nickel. Let's go.
We are holding
kind of
tryouts for a new third cast member.
This one's kind of playable in Commander.
Raging Goblin.
No.
Is it a spell or a creature?
It's a spell. The seventh edition foil of this is worth $30.
Disenchant.
The 7th edition foil is only worth $30.
Shatter.
Buy list.
Shatter.
Oh. So it's like a $70, $80 card.
I have no idea what's
common.
in this. It's Shatter, bro.
It's not Shatter.
Divine
He said it had
Intervention.
3 printings. Shatter was an alpha.
This one has like 6 printings. 1, 2,
Okay.
3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
I don't care.
You just use deductive reasoning. That's all. I'm begging you.
Breath of Life is a 4-mana white zombify.
You suck.
Was that Mirage or some shit?
Yeah, you suck.
Where's the other
the original
printing?
printing was in Portal.
Portal?
Yeah.
Portal. I thought Portal was kind of cool. How they had sorceries that were played at instant speed. It's like, it's too confusing to teach people instants and sorceries, so we gave them sorceries that you could only play on their turn.
That you can only,
I think I remember an interview with either Mark Rosewater or Forsyth. It was somebody, but it was an interview with a high-up person at Wizards who said if they could go back, they would just do sorceries with Flash.
Oh, yeah, because they had interrupts, too.
Yeah, but they also said in that one Tumblr post from 2017, DJ, that they would never print proxies. So who even knows?
They don't mean nothing that they say on Tumblr. In my day, Tumblr used to mean something. We had a pact. If you said something on Tumblr like this with a finger pointing up, it meant something. Nowadays, you just put any old bullshit on Tumblr you want.
No, these days you just say retweet in real life, though. When someone says something. Yeah, have you ever seen that? That's a thing people do.
Corbin doesn't he just tells my jokes. He's like, you just stole my joke. He's like, it was a retweet.
Retweet. Parallel thinking retweet. Okay, well, I guess I'll continue the picks that you
This is
that
a
are just a
very
little bit
long
difficult
segment.
here.
Is this my fault?
Most things are. I have a Dominaria United
Get out of here. I don't know what cards are in that set, man.
foil.
I have no
common.
idea.
Foil
Common.
God, F.
It's the terror of Pauper.
I should know this, actually. Because I read about one card that was Pauper relevant. I've already forgotten it, because, like, I don't have... I remember more of the lyrics of John Pauper than I remember.
I'm telling you,
cards
this
from
card is
Pauper.
terrifying in Pauper right now. DJ, you're like a Pauper pro. You got into Pauper, picking Pauper.
Why
picks?
am I a Pauper pro?
Because you
I don't
had
know,
a
I feel
paper
like you
Pauper
used to.
picks. You
You were the
built
paper Pauper fricker guy.
You built Pauper and
I think
paper.
so I'm going to base this on my Roka picking a non-foil version of the card,
Maybe.
which is like the hexproof snake. Not hexproof, but ward or whatever. The
Okay. The Roka is just taking all the credit here. It is Tolarian Terror. It's a 5/5, 7-mana serpent. It costs 1 less for each instant or sorcery in your graveyard. It has ward 2. So everyone just plays cantrips. And Tolarian Terror is in Pauper, and it's a foil. Foil's worth more than $1.
Cantrips. What kind of
It's
cantrips do
interesting
you
that
have
it
in
pulled the
Pauper?
non-foil DJ, because
Oh,
the
yeah,
non-foil
gosh,
is only
shit.
like a quarter. It's not really.
Yeah, isn't Pauper nuts for cantrips, actually?
There was like a
Yeah,
couple.
it
I've been
is.
testing out my threshold for what I want to like set the minimum for my pull when I sift cards.
Uh-huh.
I've been testing it between 30 and 40 cents. I'm not sure where I want to land it on, but I
Nickel.
think I got pulled
Pick-
at 30 cents.
Pick nickels.
That makes sense, yeah. Well, that's if you set it at that, you're going to end up with a bunch of nickels.
DJ, you're not allowed to do breaking bulk picks that are lower than your Roka threshold. That's the new rule.
Well, that's okay. So that's it picked Royal Falcon and
I would
fucking
never
Breath of
touch
Life.
this
That's where
card
the-
with my
that's
bare
where these came
hands. It's
from.
my breaking bulk.
These came from my Roka, which I looked at the stuff it pulled out, and
What
I
are
was
you
like,
gonna-
"There's no way."
DJ, what are you going to do with those?
Send out a
probably
Card
toss them on
Kingdom's buy
TCG
list for
Player.
a nickel.
So
That's
if
what I'm
I
asking.
okay, so if I go to Royal Falcon Starter 2000 on TCG Player and I go to the completed sales history, somebody bought a near mint version at the end of August for 74 cents.
Yeah, for the Falcon deck.
Was that direct?
It doesn't say whether it was direct or not.
Don't you? So you can
You can
buy
just get
list
away
it
with
for,
crap like that on direct, right?
Yes.
But you can buy list it for a nickel, or you can just like lose money on fees on TCG Player for selling it. For
But no one's gonna buy
You don't
just
lose
that
money
card
for
from you,
fees.
though.
You don't lose money fee wise.
I'm just basing. I know. I'm just basing off the. I'm. There's a bunch of Facebook rants about people who like to post their TCG Player
yes
things
yes,
and be
there are.
like, yeah, that's what I'm referring to.
But so right now for Royal Falcon, and this is I understand this is a stupid tirade, but there are no direct listings for that card, which means that if you list it, you get to make the direct price up. So I can
Make
list
the
this
price,
card-
DJ.
I
$3.
can list it at 99 cents.
Nah, $3, bro.
Dan that shit.
You bought it out. $3.
$40.
We're gonna have somebody talk about Dan on this podcast within the next couple weeks.
Well, we have the Dan guy, right?
Is his name Dan? Dude, f- that guy if his name isn't Dan.
I think ironically his
Talk to
name's
him.
Jake. Yeah.
Ironically, do you know what that word means?
Do you know what that word means?
What? Yes.
Okay, can you explain it to me?
Can I explain irony to you?
Corbin doesn't know what irony means, and he's the only one with a
You
linguistics
asked me.
degree.
I'm asking you to
"Ray,
explain it to me so that we can all know.
I don't think DJ can do it. Isn't that ironic? I'm asking. I don't know. He hasn't explained it.
What is it? Mastery is when you can teach something. Or
Oh
something.
man, I was just pulling the. Do you know how to drive? No, I don't. I've never done this before.
That's all this cast is. I think we should leave references now.
We
We're not
could
we're not
do
at the
that.
bottom of the barrel when we're at White Guys Riffing. We're at the bottom of the barrel and we're just I think you should leave references over and over.
Sorry, I
This
couldn't help
podcast has
myself.
too much on it. This podcast doesn't want to be here anymore.
It's got a lot going on at home.
I spent all my stipend money on cards at Dan's Hulk Flashes.
Let's. Well, another card you can spend all your money on, Jason, if you're interested,
No?
is the card Earthbind.
Oh, okay. So
the card Earthbind.
You can't just buy a lot of copies of Earthbind. Because you know who buys lots of copies of Earthbind? Someone who's making a diorama in their basement. So
yeah, somebody's doing something. Like Earthbind was not on the beta whatever reprint thing, and that in turn caused a bunch of people to go buy it out. If you're not familiar, the art of Earthbind has long been maligned. Yeah, maligned. I think it's
for being a lot of weird sexual awakening.
I thought it was kind of weird, and DJ explained to me that there's actually some sort of thing that it is referencing. It's still weird.
No. You can't say that. I said this, Corbin. This is a Japanese rope form called shibari, and then he's like, "That's one of those restaurants, right?" And then I was like, "No, Corbin, that's not what that means."
This all happened.
Well, okay, for anyone at home was wondering, I can confirm it is not a pizza place.
I went to a shibari restaurant for my birthday, and I'm like, so close. Also, Corbin said it was an elf in the art, so he's not even fantasy cultured at all.
Sorry, it's a fae. It's a fae, my bad. I forgot faes are all the rage right now in the world. You don't know about this? Get on the top. Oh, I forgot what it was called, man. They got the young adult books, but... Oh, they're called younger adult books. There's no older. I don't know what it is, man. There's a whole new genre, and it's all the fairy porn books.
DJ and I are both really close to our webcams right now because we're trying.
Because you're both very interested in the fairy porn books. It's a whole genre, man. I don't know.
I think it's probably younger adult. That's probably the genre. Hey, is this about the dystopian future? No, it's about fairies. Oh, well, put that for the 8-year-olds then. The kids who can't handle Divergent yet. Let them read about fairy orgies.
No, yeah, it's probably not that one then, huh?
Corbin's just like, there's so many websites. Where are these listed?
I don't know what it is. I'll come back next week. Marianne, it's like the new Twilight, I think, is the thing. Or it's like Twilight meets 50 Shades of Grey. Like, it's like Twilight and 25 Shades of Grey, you know?
The only thing you need to know is to pick your Earthbinds out of bulk.
Yeah,
they're worth more than Breath of Light. They're worth more than Royal Falcon. You can list them for $3.89 on TCG Player for your revised near mint copies, and you will make some unhealthy.
I have 70 of these, but I don't. Is that dirty money if I sell 70 of them? Because I have a lot of revised bulk? Would people begrudge me? Do I have to give that $280 to a charity? Or can I just enjoy that?
I think you can just enjoy it the same way that this elf is enjoying her shibari.
I also
maybe I'll buy some rope with that $280.
I learned
try
some
not
stuff.
Call it full circle.
Look, what I love about Magic is that it teaches you new things.
How many people got a few extra questions on the GRE vocabulary section right?
For sure.
Because of Magic the Gathering.
For sure.
Oh, I know what extirpation is.
Yeah. And like fecundity.
Oh, yeah.
That helps you with the word fecund or however that word. I don't even know how that word's pronounced, but I know what it means thanks to fecundity.
I won like some 3rd grade spelling bonus thing because I knew what malevolent was from Yu-Gi-Oh.
3rd grade's that's a 3rd grade word, malevolent.
Yeah, it might have been a bonus word or something.
It's not that hard to spell, per se.
You know how to spell malevolent from Yu-Gi-Oh?
I was a Geography B champion myself, so.
Oh my god, no one cares.
I know, but I do. All right, moving on.
You know how much tail I've gotten because I won the spelling bee in 5th and 6th
0.
grade?
Unlike me, who got lots of tail from winning the back-to-back Geography B champions. Like, really? I don't know, man. I don't get on my level, man. I guess.
Yeah, listen to.
Did you go to an all-boys Catholic school?
What? Yeah,
did you go to an all-boys?
No, I went to Catholic school, bro. They love that knowledge, that Geography B knowledge. They're like, holy, you know something of the world outside of Oklahoma? You must be cultured.
Take me with you. I'm sorry, you're going to have to stay here and find your own way. You're alienating half your listeners. I guess.
All right, so coming up this weekend, or next weekend for some of you, I guess, depending on when you're listening. If you were listening to this podcast early, as you should at patreon.com/BSB, Vegas is next week, but for the rest of you listening on YouTube, anywhere else, well, it might be this week. Regardless, we're all headed to Vegas for Magic 30. I start working on Wednesday. I'll be working covering the World Championship all the way through. DJ will be vending, I believe, at least 3 or 4 days there. And
Friday,
Jason
Saturday,
is... What would you say you do here exactly, Jason? Go to BattleBots?
I'm going to BattleBots.
Going to BattleBots. That's what Jason does here. So Magic 30 is expensive, I'll say that. I was looking at some of the prices just in general. It's an expensive trip if you're going, and it's in Vegas. So anyone who's headed out there who's maybe not done Vegas before, prepare yourself. It's a good time. Also, keep in mind, if you're there to have fun, you should sleep. It's important, especially in Vegas.
You can sleep when you get home.
People will want you to go out and gamble at 4 a.m. on a Friday when you have to be up at 7 a.m. for work. And you'll say, no, that's irresponsible of me. And they'll say, well, you're not a real content creator then, Corbin. And then I'll go. So be smarter than me.
That's not hard.
Not a high bar.
You know what? Every time I played craps with Corbin, I've won like multiple hundreds of dollars every time.
I'm a pro. I got the good dice skills. I sit at home and I practice my dice skills with this Brainstorm Brewery dice. Yes, I got Brainstorm Brewery dice. I wish I could go to BattleBots with Jason. I will be working, though. Be smarter than me in Vegas. Listen, that's the TLDR.
You've never been smart in Vegas. When you're not working,
Yeah,
you're playing the main event.
Well,
He's like, hey, guys, I played Magic for a day and a half, and I won $300. Woo!
Yeah, I did do that one time.
I got 1 pro point.
It's almost
Nah,
the
don't
10-year
worry.
anniversary of that.
Now I just gamble like a degenerate. Like I just make poor choices.
That was 2013, not 2012.
It is coming up 10 years of me
9
earning
out
my
of
first
10.
pro point, baby. Yeah. Well, the best place to go for you if you want to keep track of everything you'll ever need to know. For me, it's pro points. For you at home, as someone listening to this podcast, as someone who wants to stay up to date on all of the latest price information, all of the latest movement, all the cards going up, going down, sealed product price alerts, and you can find all of this at MTG Stocks. We talk about MTG Stocks every week. They are the sponsor of this podcast. And the thing is, before they sponsor this podcast, we still talked about them every week because MTG Stocks, and especially the premium side of it, is some of the best value you are going to find anywhere across the internet. We use it for our breaking bulk. We use it for our pick of the week. And we use it for everything else along the way. And that is why this week we have some content involved. DJ, you've been setting us up for this. What are we looking at? What do we got?
It's nothing extravagant. It's not like that Jeopardy game that I spent like all day making.
That was fun.
That was fun, and I'm trying to find time to make a second one when I
Trivia God over here.
You lost.
Okay, Jason.
Yes, Corbin lost. But Corbin, you were talking about how you spend a lot of time on MTG Stocks. I'm going to put that to the test with a quick little quiz.
Ooh.
For those who follow MTG Stocks on Twitter, which you should because you can keep track on prices. The person running that Twitter account has been doing a little game lately where they post 5 cards in a cycle, and then they ask which one's the most expensive, and you don't look them up, you don't cheat. So like they've done the commands, they've done a couple other cycles. I'm gonna quiz y'all on what is the most to least expensive gods in War of the Spark. So we have 5 gods, we have God Eternal, blah, 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 and blah, and then we have Ilharg, the Raise Boar. I'm going to ask each of you to rank them in price.
All right, so hold up. We've got Bontu, God Eternal, Ronus. That's the green one that doubles things.
Yep.
God Eternal, Bontu lets you sacrifice things.
This is a team effort. It's you guys against the world here.
God Eternal, Kefnet is the broken one.
Yeah.
Ilharg is the thing that puts big things into play.
But Ilharg has multiple printings, I think.
And then what are we missing? The white one?
Yeah.
The double
was that
strike one.
Was that a
Oketra.
Heliod? Oh, Oketra.
No, it's Oketra.
Yeah, that's right. Oketra.
I think it's Oketra. It makes the tokens.
It is Oketra. I'm not quizzing you on what the cards are.
I know.
So Oketra's 1. What do you think is 2?
You think
Ronus?
which one do you think is the most expensive, Jason?
The white one. Don't you?
Okay. I think that's what I would say as well. I kind of think Fnet might be number 2.
I think Ilharg is the cheapest because it's got multiple printings. But Ilharg is the best one, so it's...
I would say Bontu might be the cheapest.
I think
if I were
it's
to,
probably-
I think this is what I'm coming in. I'm coming in with least to most expensive: Bontu, Ilharg, Ronus, Kefnet, Oketra.
I would swap Kefnet and I'm gonna go white, green, blue,
Okay.
black, red.
Okay. There we go. DJ, do we have a verdict?
You're both a little. Jason was more right than Corbin. I will say that.
But we're both a little wrong. Is what I'm hearing.
You both got the bottoms 3 wrong, and Corbin got 4 out of 5 wrong. So
Ooh.
Jason, Ilharg the Raised Boar only has 1 additional printing. It's a secret lair, so it's not super super relevant.
Oh, I'm thinking of Itali that's got a bunch of printings.
It does have a bunch
Yeah.
of
Maybe.
printings, yeah.
Ilharg has that weird, like, I don't even know what to call that secret
Oh,
lair.
like the
It
diagram of its insides or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's,
wild. I got
It's,
nothing.
it's a secret lair.
But number 1 is Oketra. You both got that right. Oketra is roughly $7 market price. One of the better mono white commanders out there because it was every creature spell being a 4/4 with vigilance is just big numbers.
So is Bontu number 2?
Oh,
Bontu
Kefnet's
is not
cheap.
number 2. Number 2
Kefnet is cheap.
Number 2 is Ronus. The
Yeah,
green,
that's what I thought.
yeah, Jason got that one right. Number
So-
3 is Ilharg. Ilharg is
Oh.
probably one of
Yeah.
the strongest. I think it's probably sees the most commander play. I didn't check EDH
Oh
before
yeah.
doing this,
Yeah,
but
for
Ilharg
sure.
is the one that spits out some real big 10 and 12 mana
Fun-
fatties just for
fun one
attacking.
in
It's a sneak
my
attack.
eyes.
on a
Ilharg's
stick.
Ilharg's
for
busted. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Bontu is 4th place. Sacrifice any number of other permanents and draw that many cards. The only memorable story I have of this card is I got it in a draft on Arena one time, and I played it with a Mayhem Devil in play and sacrificed
Yeah, you
13
did it.
permanents and killed somebody.
Is
There you go.
Ronus number 5? And I thought it was 3.
No, Ronus is
2?
number 2.
Ronus was 2.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Kefnet's going to be number
Kefnet
5.
is the worst
Kefnet's
one.
number 5. Okay.
That's interesting. I've been comboed out by Kefnet several times in my life, so you can see the trauma that led to me pricing it higher.
I thought Kefnet was higher also.
Did it copy a Skullstorm?
It did not. It did copy turns.
Show us on the doll where Skullstorm hurt your LGS.
I can show you. It's right here. You see this? Yeah, and it's right there.
But
I
yeah,
think a guy named
this segment.
William
I agree. This is a
Probably
fun game. Somebody, listeners, if you got it, name the game. Give us something good
don't
here.
name the game.
Name the
game is fine
game!
nameless.
Everyone
The
loves
game doesn't
segment
need a
names.
name. It's not
Nameless
Name-
one.
The game.
If anybody's naming this game, it's Liliana because Popcorn is an S tier name, and she has the best history with this.
Oh, yeah, I'll ask Lily what this game should be called.
There you go. Yep.
She's gonna say something unhinged, man. She told me my horse in Breath of the Wild was named Langy. I was like, that's a great name for a horse. Jesus. She was like 2. She goes, your horse is Langy.
Yeah, it's long. It's a long animal. It's great.
It's
That's lanky,
gangly.
not
It's
lanky.
it's,
But
it's
it's
a mix of
close.
listen. It's a mix of gangly, lanky. It's really all of the
Oh my
above.
god, she made
It's
a
great.
portmanteau at age 2. That's really impressive. Cool.
It's a
good
great
for her.
name. So yeah, brought to you by MTG Stocks. I like this little segment. I think it's a fun.
If only it had a name.
Name the game.
Corbin, once you name it, you get attached to it, and that's not good. Okay.
Okay, Dad. I had a puppy taken away from me once as a kid. My
Was
mom
it
went and
biting?
got the my mom went and got the puppy, and my dad had told her we weren't supposed to get it, and then he took it back the next day.
Oh my god.
Wow, she
Holy
gambled
sh-
and lost. She's like, there's no way he will take this back. Once it's in the house, it'll lick his face and he'll love it. And he's just like, get in the car.
Holy.
We're going to the pound.
Corbin.
I had a childhood, man. Sometimes I just share nuggets of
You
my
just
childhood
dropped,
with Mary.
like, oh my god, that
Uh,
explains so much about you.
I just share nuggets of my childhood with Mary Ann, and she's like, "It doesn't work like that."
That's why you won't get rid of a dog that bites people, because you lost your puppy. I named him Skimble Shanks. He's my everything.
I love all my animals. We've got dogs, a cat, a horse, kids. We got them all.
That's
The dog
right.
just walks in carrying your son in its mouth. Mary Ann's just pointing
He thought
at
I
it.
was a frisbee.
Ben keeps picking up the cat, and all I know is I was walking through the house earlier today, and I heard, Ben, if you keep doing that, she's going to scratch you, and it's going to be your fault. I was like, well, it sounds like he's
Victim
flirting.
blaming. Oh, the cat scratched you? What were you wearing?
All right, let's round things out with a little bit more magic. I know we've been up and down tonight. There was magic talk last night. We got magic.
There's so much this
coming
week.
up.
We need to do 2 episodes.
We got Vegas coming up. Well, listen, I don't know. I fly out early next week. Next week might be a little bit of a challenge here. So we'll be struggling as we all head out to Vegas. But you can afford your next Vegas trip with our picks of the week.
Pick of the week, pick of the week, pick of the week. Time for the pick of the week.
Because you're going to make money off of them. You get it?
Eventually.
Like this card, you'll make money off of very quickly. Niv Mizzet Reborn, War the Spark, 5-color legend. It's been all over the place on Arena in formats. I believe it's a Pioneer legal card as well. It's pretty good. It's just a 5-color legend. Yeah, you know. I believe. Do you not believe? You should believe, man.
I still believe.
What I meant by that is it is a deck in Pioneer. I'm not sure how good said deck may be these days. However, it is a thing, and the card's rising up. Also, it's an visit. It's $4 right now. The Mythic War of the Spark was 5 years ago or something at this point. And in the end, it doesn't even matter. So go get your Niv Mizzet Reborn. $4 each.
Cool. Hey, I got a quiz for you guys. What should a
All right, hotshot.
full art version of a card played in 27,000 decks on EDH Rec? Full art version of a card from Modern Horizons 2 cost. Should a card that is in 27,000 decks be $2 for the full art version? I don't think so. I think
I'm going to say
Unmarked
no.
Grave
I'm
is
going to go with no.
undar priced. That's what I think. I think Unmarked Grave, especially the full art version, should not be sub $3, and it won't stay that way. It's in all kind of decks, and guess what? They just released a 40k deck where there are 4 commanders in the deck, and they all do Reanimator stuff. So I think Unmarked Grave is kind of bug nutty. So you should.
The flavor for this card is so perfect.
It's really good. Yeah, because it's a non-legendary. It just gets thrown in an Unmarked Grave. It's magic.
Did you read the flavor text up, DJ?
I do.
I'm sure they were once someone important, but I couldn't tell you who they were.
What was with that
That's-
dramatic pause? Can we talk about that? I'm sure.
I'm sure.
What are you doing? The
They were
vocal
somewhat
fry?
important.
What are you trying to get?
This is what Doros Expedition Guide sounds like. If you don't like it, you don't have to like it, but we don't talk about the names.
You're
and
listening
the voices
to
people use when we play
KZBX
D&D.
97.1, your smooth jazz station. This is your host, Corbin, the Hossman Hostler, coming over these airwaves to bring you another song by Steve Winwood. This is Higher Love, baby.
Honk honk.
Nothing
All right,
but
dude.
rock.
DJ, what are you looking at this week?
So without delving into too much leak detail, there were some unconfirmed leaks of a upcoming Magic set. And so if you are somebody who is completely averse to leaks and wants to walk into the pre-release like a fresh-faced baby with no idea what products are coming at you or where they're coming from.
Earmuffs now.
Yeah, earmuffs now. 3, 2, 1. Okay, you had your chance. So there were some cards leaked that have the mechanic Toxic. We don't know if these cards are real or not. There's some.
I have headphones on. It didn't work.
But
I tried to cover my ears.
there is an upcoming set called Phyrexia All Be One that is not a leak. That's just true. And so my pick of the week is the only card in the game that can remove poison counters without getting into Karn restarting the game bullshit. Leeches. Is Leeches a good card?
No.
Not really.
No.
Does it matter? Even less?
No.
No.
No,
So,
it probably won't matter. You're probably right.
so once we start seeing some cards from Phyrexia All Be One,
Yeah.
if they deal with poison counters at all, there is one card in the game that can remove those poison counters, and Mark Rosewater, as a designer, has a storied history of being very, very against printing additional ways to remove poison counters.
What did he say that on Tumblr?
Did
post?
you see it on Tumblr? Yeah. We have no intention of reprinting leeches.
The design ethos there is that he does not want poison to just be a second life total that can be adjusted. Like once it's there, it is there. It's like commander damage. It is meaningful. Every point matters. And so he regards leeches as this design mistake of days past. But that just means that if people start buying it, you want to have them in hand and you want to be selling them when people are scattering to add to their commander deck and tech against Skithiryx or whatever.
There can't possibly be it. I believe both that this card is going to go up in price and that no one is ever going to play it in a real game of Magic.
Yes, yep. Both of those can be true.
Yeah.
You're just selling it a weird hype.
Yep.
But I look, you say poison's coming back and this removes poison counters. I'm like, yeah, that's what makes cards spike. Earthbind's $4 now, yeah. Like, yeah, sure, man.
Oh god, are the same people that are buying Earthbind buying leeches for the same reason? Oh no.
Yeah, I have to say, of all the corners of drama that came along with Magic 30, the weirdest corner I found was the really politically motivated people who didn't like that all the socialists on the left were upset about the price and said that they were going to go buy Magic 30 to stick it to the wokes.
What?
Okay.
It's
like
Hasbro
whenever definitely did that.
Mm-hmm.
They hired some consulting firm that we've had good results from just pretending to be an alt-right heel and saying something really dumb and then being like, the libs will hate it.
That has Nike burning energy, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's like whenever people talk about the franchise that we won't talk about, and they're like, you can't do this, you can't support the creator, and people are just like, well, now I'm going to go buy 2 of them.
Yeah, the same Christians that were burning copies of Harry Potter 5 years ago are now buying them to stick it to the libs. Gotta love it.
Yes. Man.
She's a devil worshiper. She hates trans people. Oh, well, why'd you say so? I don't actually believe in anything except making liberal people sad with their electric cars.
Like I said, you think it's just not real. You think it's a meme, and that is a real thing. I saw people saying about the secret lair, and I'm like, if that's how you feel, how have you not quit Magic yet? All right, everybody. Well, I think that wraps us up for this week. Come out to Magic 30 if you're there. Say hi to all of us. We are sure to say hi. Say it's nice to meet you, except in Jason's case, we'll say what the f***'s wrong with you, but don't worry. That's to be expected. That's him in his natural habitat, and it means he's happy.
I don't...
Natural habitat.
I don't like people coming up to me and saying they like the podcast. That makes me really comfortable. Don't do that.
All right. Thank you for listening, everybody. You can subscribe to the podcast at patreon.com/BSB. You can go to youtube.com/Brainstorm Brewery. You can go check out our sponsors, MTG Stocks, as well as Coalesce Apparel. Go to Coalesce Apparel, use the gift code Brainstorm Brewery, and you can get some merch from all your favorite content creators, not just us.
I was banking on you forgetting that.
Nope, never forget here. Never forget, DJ.
I was going to go into a bit about how you got a concussion and about how I was saving the day.
I dropped a fridge on my head, but don't
never
worry,
forget.
I used the word gift code.
I am a professional. I literally agree with all of this. Retweet.
Subscribe.
What's this episode going to be called?
All right, everybody. You heard it all. There's some after hours in there somewhere, but thank you for listening. We'll see you next week here on Brainstorm Brewery.
It sounds like I'm cooking cookies. I think people are going to know that's what I'm doing. Yeah.